Welcome to Healthy Kids and Healthy Families. We're really excited to share with you how we can stop chasing the symptoms and start building our health. So in America, normal is not healthy anymore. Nearly 4 out of 5 people in the US have some sort of disease. A lot of people are dealing with just being tired or irritable. They have headaches, maybe depression, sinus trouble is very common. They can't sleep very well. Their nails might not be growing very well. Weak immunity, varicose veins, PMS. A lot of people have just little symptoms of unhealth, but they feel like it's normal. So we've really normalized disease in North America. But what we want to really encourage people to look at is how can you have optimal health and not feel like these things are actually just normal. Plants might look the same today as they did 100 years ago, but the problem is they actually have a lot fewer nutrients in them now. So studies have shown that even carrots from that you have today, they have far fewer nutrients in them than they would have 100 years ago. So we need to actually eat more fruits and vegetables to get the same nutrient content that we would have maybe 100 years ago or so. So keeping that in mind, we actually need a lot more fruits and vegetables. And even then, people aren't even hitting usually the minimums of what they need every day just to prevent deficiencies. So there's a lot of people who say, I eat healthy, I don't eat a lot of junk food, whatever. But it's not just avoiding the bad that we need to do. It's also we have to really fuel with a lot of the good. So we're actually hitting the minimums that we need every day of these of the fruits and the vegetables and the calcium-rich products. Are we hitting those minimums every day? And unfortunately, stats are showing that people are not hitting these minimums. There's a lot of deficiencies in especially vitamin D, but also magnesium and zinc, calcium, riboflavin. There's a lot of deficiencies that are being proven in the majority of Canadians and in North America as well. So if you're missing just one little nutrient, so again, people say, I eat quite healthy and everything, but are you sure that you're actually hitting all of the nutrients that your body needs? How critical is it when just one nutrient is actually missing from your diet? So here's 2 chickens that were fed identical diets. This chicken was fed, it was a healthy diet, and the second chicken was fed the same diet, but they did not receive zinc. And they did this to demonstrate how important it is to get all the known nutrients in your diet. Now, if you have white spots in your nails, that means that you're low in zinc. And that also means that over 200 enzyme reactions will probably not happen in your system, which also means that you'll have a weaker immune system, you'll have perhaps more acne issues, you'll also be more tired. So it's very important, even just a small little nutrient like zinc, a small little mineral, you still need to have enough of it in your diet. Since 1999, heart disease has gone up, cancer has gone up, diabetes, fast food sales have gone up, unfortunately, but the nutrient content in our food has declined an average of 35%. And the number of people that are getting the actual recommended amount of fruits and vegetables that they need every single day is only about 2% of the population. Now, the interesting thing when you look at this slide is that heart disease, underneath there, it says it's 80% preventable. Cancer, 60% preventable. Diabetes, 90% preventable. So a lot of these things are preventable. We cannot prevent everything, but we can prevent a lot of things. So what can we do to help our bodies reach that optimal level of health and not deal with so many symptoms of unwellness? So which path are you on? Are you on the path of disease and more symptoms of unwellness, or are you on the path to optimal health? A lot of things have to do with our own choices every day that we're doing. We can't prevent everything, but there's a lot of things we can do to help every day be lived in a much more optimally way with more health and more energy. My goal is not to find the fountain of youth. My goal is to just live every day with the energy I need and the clarity I need to get through every single day. And if at the end of the day I feel like, okay, you know what? I didn't have a slump mid-afternoon. I had no headaches, had no cramps, whatever. It's a good day. And a lot of people can't say that. They can't get through every day with all that energy. And so we're here just trying to give people some information on how to get through your days with optimal health. I am really honored to actually share with you, or to share this, co-host this with Hillary, and she's going to share with you her story and also a few more tips on how to build health in your home.
Hi everyone, my name is Hillary and I've been involved with Shackley for about 2 years now, just over 2 years. And really when I got involved, I had used some of the products off and on, some of the vitamins and the basic H cleaner, but I was really looking for some solutions. My son had some difficulties with respiratory problems and getting sick very frequently. And I had tried a couple different approaches and we didn't really have any luck. So I was really looking for a solution, something that was going to help us build health. And since we've started using the Shackley products, I've really noticed a decrease in the frequency and the severity of illness. One thing people will make comments like, well, you still get sick and you take all those vitamins. But one of the things to keep in mind is getting a cold is not the indicator of health necessarily. It's how long and how severe it is. So those people who get sick in the winter and are sick for weeks and weeks, that's a sign that your immune system's not strong. And I really noticed that with both my kids and my husband, that when we do get a cold, it's minor, it's gone in a couple days, and we just don't get the major illnesses that are going around as much. So that's something that's been really great for our family. And just, I love that I can feel the difference when I'm taking my vitamins and the protein, and I've got more energy and I just feel better all around. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the topics we're going to cover tonight. And really tonight's just kind of an overview. So certainly Julie or myself or anyone else who has sent this link to you would be able to provide more in-depth information if there's areas that you're looking for more specific details. So these are some of the topics we're going to talk about tonight, all different things that affect overall health for yourself and your family. So the first one is reducing challenges in your home. So a lot of times people think about healthy eating and the food that they're putting into their bodies, but they're not thinking about what chemicals may be in their home environment from cleaning products and from personal care products that we use. Anything that you put on your skin is absorbed by your skin. And it's great if you're eating healthy, but you have to really think about what you're putting into your body and what you're coming in contact with on a daily basis. So xenoestrogens are a big negative force in our environment. So they're synthetic chemicals that cause hormone imbalance. And they're very frequently found in household cleaners, personal care, and skincare products. And they act as hormone copycats, which can cause all kinds of upset in your system. So some of the things that, these are some of the symptoms of xenoestrogens, things like endometriosis, PMS, different types of cancers that thrive on that high estrogen type environment in your body, osteoporosis, and the list goes on. So there are ways to minimize those and minimize the effects they have on your body. And one of those is by switching to green cleaners. Now I know looking at this, there's a lot of products up there, but really the basic H, the one on the far left, is really the powerhouse that was started by Dr. Shackley, was the first green cleaning product that he made. And it's really got 1,001 uses, and you can clean basically your whole house with it. There's also, things like dish soap and laundry soap and hand and body wash to make sure that everything that you're putting on your body, putting on your clothes, putting on your dishes is free of chemicals and anything that's going to affect hormones and your systems of your body. Just something to be aware of. Anything, like I said, anything that you put on your skin is absorbed through your skin, and your skin is your biggest organ. So looking at banned ingredients, unfortunately in Canada, there's not a lot of stringent controls about what can be used in personal care products. Europe is often kind of touted as the highest quality standards with 1,300 banned chemicals. Shackley actually bans 2,500 chemicals, over 2,500 that are on their no list. So those are products that are known to be carcinogenic or damaging to your skin or your body, or suspected to be. So you can be guaranteed that anything that's in any of the Shaklee products is proven to be safe 100% beyond a doubt. So the next step after looking at what's in your home is hydration. So a lot of us drink a lot during the day, but not necessarily water. Drink a lot of coffee, a lot of juice, a lot of carbonated beverages, but we really should be drinking half of your body weight in ounces per day. So if you're 100 pounds, you should be drinking 50 ounces of water per day. And that should be purified water because so many of your bodily systems are dependent on being well hydrated. Oftentimes people will get a headache and take an aspirin or a Advil, but they take it with a big glass of water. And funnily enough, for a lot of people, if they were to just drink the glass of water, they would find that the headache went away, because headaches are definitely a symptom of being dehydrated. Also being hungry, being tired, that fatigue in the afternoon are all symptoms of not having enough water. But there's lots of different systems out there. So again, you want to be drinking water that's pure. So our tap water, unfortunately, has a lot of chemicals in it. There's a lot of chlorine that's put in to neutralize any bacteria, but those things aren't good for our body either. So looking at the different types of purification systems, you want to pick the one that removes the most chemicals so that the water is the purest it can possibly be. Next, after looking at the water that you put into your body, looking at what your food intake is. The saying is definitely true, you are what you eat. Just looking at sugar, sugar's kind of been really popular lately. There's a lot of people on no sugar diets, looking at really cutting out sugar, because it's one of those things that's kind of taken over in our society. I mean, it's literally in everything that you buy at the grocery store. And a funny thing is that if you look at the nutrient content on a label, it doesn't actually give you the percentage of daily intake for sugar. And that's, I heard that that's something that was the food producers fought against, because they didn't want people to realize how much sugar was actually in the food. So if you look at the daily limit for sugar for men is 36 grams and women is 24 grams. That's really not very much. So looking at some of the damage that it can do to your body if you're consistently eating too much sugar, other than the obvious tooth decay, obesity, even things like heart attack and stroke, increased wrinkles, damage to kidneys and liver function. It's one of those things that you definitely want to avoid. So how can we do that? The quarter plate food guide is a great way to look at your meals and look at what you're actually eating. So half of your plate should be vegetables. If you can eat more raw vegetables is ideal, because that gives you the enzymes are still intact, or lightly steamed. And you want to pick half of your plate being vegetables from the 3 to 6% carb list. So on the far left, the top two sections, you want to be eating half a plate of those at each meal. Quarter plate of protein, so about the size and thickness of the palm of your hand. You don't need the 14-ounce steak or the 18-ounce steak. Lean protein, obviously, again, is better. And then a quarter plate of carbohydrates. And again, those shouldn't be white refined pasta. You want to be looking on the bottom at the 15 to 20% carb list. So things like beans, potato, squash, legumes, that are going to actually fuel your body instead of just giving you that refined sugar crash after you're done eating. So one of the things we know is that bodies that are in an alkaline state are less prone to disease, inflammation, and a lot of the problems that we suffer with. So trying to follow that quarter plate food guide is really going to help you to stay more alkaline. Acidic foods are typically the things like dairy, refined carbs, that we eat a lot of meat. So this is just a guide trying to eat 80% or more from the alkaline side. It's not always easy. I definitely don't achieve it every day, but there's lots of things you can do to kind of help boost the alkaline state of your body. But just even being aware of what you're eating and where it falls on that table. So alfalfa is a great product to help with promoting alkaline. Look at the bottom there, it says the average vegetable is from 1 to 10 units alkaline, and alfalfa is 130 units alkaline. So this was one of the products that Dr. Shackley, when he was asked what would be the one product that you would never give up, and surprisingly, this was one of the ones that he said was essential. It has very, very deep roots so that it's able to pick up a lot of the trace minerals and elements in the soil that other plants aren't able to get. So it's great for anti-inflammatory properties. It's great for people with allergies. It helps to purify your blood. It's a natural diuretic. It's great for women who are nursing to boost your milk supply. And the best thing is you don't have to worry that it's going to do any damage or have any negative side effects while you're getting the benefits from it. And of course, like all the Shackley products, it's non-GMO. There's no trace chemicals or residue. So you know that it's 100% safe. So another product that's great for helping to get in those alkaline foods is the Organic Greens Booster. This is a fairly new product, and it's definitely been a hit in our house. You know that hot sauce, Frank's hot sauce commercial with the old lady? I put that in everything. That's kind of how it is in our house. And even my husband's got on board. So if we're making soup, pasta sauce, anything, you put a scoop in. It's a really tiny little scoop, and each scoop is equal to 1 cup of raw organic broccoli, kale, and spinach. So we definitely put a scoop into our shakes every day. And I know that way I'm getting the equivalent of a cup of greens, and I don't have to worry about buying the organic spinach from the grocery store and having half of it turn slimy and gross in my fridge. So that's definitely a great, easy thing, and you can hide it on kids and put it in all the food and they don't even know it's there. So those are the first 3 topics. The fourth one, thanks Julie for letting me talk about this, is elimination. So we're going there, talking about poop. A lot of people in society today think it's perfectly normal to eliminate or have a bowel movement once a day, or even once every 2 or 3 days. And I've even heard doctors say, well, that's just the way you are, if that's what your body, how it functions. But if you think of all the food that you're putting into your body, that same amount of food should be coming out. Unless you're eating completely pure foods, then there should be a lot coming out. So looking at, should be about 2 to 4 hours in the stomach, followed by 2 hours in the small intestine, and about 8 hours to go through the large intestine. So in 12 to 14 hours, the food that you ate at dinner should basically be coming out the next dinner or early evening. And if it's not, unfortunately, that food is rotting and fermenting in your stomach. So I heard a really good analogy that Martha said. Picture taking a potato salad or a tuna casserole to an outdoor barbecue and leaving it to sit out in the sun all day. Would you eat it after 12 hours? Probably not. But that same thing is happening inside your system. It's hot, it's warm in there. And the food, if it doesn't get passed out, is producing a lot of chemicals. So another great product to help with that, because we don't always eat enough vegetables, is Herblax. And the nice thing about this, although it is referred to as a laxative, it actually helps to correct bowel function. So for people who have had years of not having regular bowel movements, it actually helps to condition your bowel and correct it. So it's not just flushing everything out of your system. It's not harsh at all, but it helps to make sure that everything is getting eliminated in a timely fashion. And then if you're doing all of those healthy things and looking at, you've cleaned up your products in your house, you're trying to eat balanced with lots of raw organic vegetables, drinking water, and you've got elimination under control. We also want to make sure that we're being active on a regular basis. So daily activity, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, a variety of workout, get your blood flowing, your heart pumping. And that also helps with elimination, helps with mood, and just overall health. And then, as Julie mentioned, because we can eat lots of vegetables and unfortunately not get the nutrition that we used to get from them, we need to make sure that we are building our foundational health. And also, another comment that I hear is people will say, well, 2 generations ago, 3 generations ago, our parents didn't take all these supplements. They didn't need all these extra vitamins. But I think our bodies are under a lot more stress now. We generally eat much more processed food. We drink too much coffee. We don't sleep enough. We have stresses at work. We're on the go 24/7. So you have to really make sure that you're fueling your body properly. And the reality is when you can't eat those healthy, balanced meals, there's other substitutes that you can be taking instead. So I'm going to turn it over to Julie and let her explain about building foundational health.
Okay, thanks, Hillary. Now, supplements, exactly as Hillary said, supplements, I don't believe are really an option anymore. We don't have the same nutrient content in our food. We're not always hitting the minimums that we need every day. Plus, our bodies are under a lot more stress. Our DNA is actually, it's getting weaker due to epigenetics, but that's another whole presentation. So right now, we're just going to focus on what is that foundation. So supplements really help you to thrive and not just survive. They can help your children achieve an optimal level of health so they can achieve their maximum potential. So where do you start with that? We're just going to keep it really simple here and just share the few basic things that belong in the foundation. So number 1 is a multiple vitamin. And a multiple vitamin is just a way to make sure that you're getting the smorgasbord of all of the known nutrients that your body needs. It's just a very general, kind of like a health insurance, a nutrient insurance, just to make sure you're not missing out on, a little bit of zinc and a little bit of vitamin E in the base of all the Bs. It's a really good way to get your base and your foundation. So multiple vitamin is a very wise thing to do. And you can start with a basic multiple vitamin, or you can also start with one that will also it's a bit more of a supercharge of your vitality. And this is called the Vitalizer Strip. And the Vitalizer Strips gives you a multi with a little bit of extra help. So it's for people that are aware that they know they need a little bit more help than just what a multiple vitamin would be able to give to them. So this is the foundation that a lot of people choose to use because it also has a probiotic in it. And a lot of people become more aware of what probiotics do for their body. So I showed you the Vital E, which is like the basic multiple vitamin. The next one was the Vitalizer, which was the better strip. So we have a good, we have a better. Now this one here is the best. We have 3 different options for your multiple vitamin, 3 different options for your multiple vitamin basic foundation start. So this one here is the best one. So this one has, again, your multiple vitamin, but it has the added benefits of more vitamin B and C, some omegas, but it also has the Vivix in it. So the Vivix is known to be just a really powerful antioxidant, and it just helps to protect your cell. It helps to improve the energy in your cell, helps promote cell repair, so it actually helps protect against DNA damage, and it helps your cell to last longer. So that's added into the best program. So you have a good, better, and a best option with your multiple vitamin. So the next step beyond our multiple vitamin is definitely going to be a probiotic. This is so incredibly important. This probiotic is my favorite one. It has 10 billion CFUs from 4 different bacterial strains, and it really helps a lot for digestive health, but also for immunity. If you don't have enough good bacteria, you can't absorb nutrients very well. Your immune system is going to be weaker. You're more prone to getting things like candida yeast or vaginal infections, urinary tract infections. Good bacteria also does help to block cholesterol from going into your bloodstream. It helps, again, a lot for digestion. helps prevent things like inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's and colitis. And I know that was my story over 20 years ago. I was dealing with a lot of bowel issues, and probiotics is one of the key things that really helped me overcome a lot of those symptoms. It also helps reduce allergies and asthma and reduce the risk of bowel cancer. So it's a very important thing to add to your foundation. Just as a little aside as well, if you're drinking chlorinated water, so Hillary mentioned about drinking enough water, you need to drink optimal water. But if there's chlorine in your water, that chlorine is going to kill your good bacteria. So there's a lot of things in our environment that will kill the good bacteria that's in your system. So you want to make sure that you're intentionally fueling and adding to your good bacteria levels every day. So the third part of the foundation, so it was multiple vitamin and then it's your probiotics. The third part of the foundation is your protein. This is incredibly important. You want to have a quality breakfast, or you definitely want to start every day with a quality breakfast. And you want to make sure you're getting enough protein every day. So the protein that we recommend, this shake, is 20 grams of protein. Again, of course, non-GMO. There's 0 added sugar. They do have an option that has the cane sugar added for people that prefer a stevia-free option, but this is a 0 sugar option. 6 grams of fiber, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, and just a really good base for your day. So why is protein so important? Protein actually means primary, means comes first. And Dr. Shackley always said, if you can only take one of my products, take the protein. The strength and the health of the bones you're going to have in 7 years is actually determined by the quality of protein that you are consuming right now. And if you're low in protein, not deficient, but just a little bit low, then your immune system cannot properly make all of your antibodies. So that's the first symptom is depression of your immune system. Why do we need protein? It helps fight cancer. It really helps a lot for energy. It helps build your immunity. It balances out your blood sugar. If you have enough protein throughout your day, your blood sugar will be more level. It helps your adrenal glands to hum so you can actually handle stress a little bit better. It promotes heart health, better cholesterol, regulates your hormones. I know that was one of the big differences that I found as well, is that my hormones just balanced right out. You want to make sure, though, that you're taking a protein that is balanced, has all the 9 complete amino acids, so it's complete protein. This one absorbs in 15 minutes. It's also non-GMO. So there's a lot of quality factors behind protein. So if you have more questions about the protein and you want to know about the quality factors behind it, why would you choose this one versus another one? Feel free to ask the person that shared this with you, and I'm sure they can share more of that information with you. Now, this is how we start every day. My kids love the Life Shake. They take the soy chocolate one. I mix theirs with half almond milk and half water, and I throw into there a scoop of that delicious kale, broccoli, and spinach, which they don't even know what's in there. I add raw nut butter, bananas, ice, and I add one Optiflora DI capsule to it as well. And I blend that up, and my kids love it. Every morning they look forward to their chocolate monkey. So these are all the different options that we have available. There is the soy mix. There's the plant shake mix, which is soy-free. There's a whey mix, and there's also the stevia-free mix. So we've covered 3 of the main elements of the foundation, and this is the last one we're going to cover, essential fatty acids. Essential fatty acids are so incredibly important. We're going to cover that in the next slide. But here's a few different ways you can get lots of good fats in your diet. Chia seeds are great to use. You can add them to your smoothie. It does thicken things up really nice, so people will actually add them sometimes to a jam or to a strawberry or a berry mix, and it'll thicken. It'll make almost like a jam. So chia seeds are great and easy to use. Coconut oil, almond butter, walnuts, avocados. I say to everybody, eating half an avocado a day is a great thing to do. Salmon, flax seeds, but make sure that you buy flax seeds whole, and then you mill them every day as you need them, because the oil does go bad very fast. And also free-range eggs. So there's a lot of great ways to get essential fats into your system. Now, why do you want these essential fats? For kids and adults as well, they play a key role in memory, concentration and focus, and vision. If kids are not getting enough of the good fats, their brain actually cannot develop properly. So this is one of the things that I know several people who have kids that had issues with focus or attention, they started giving them the Mighty Smart Chews, and they found that it really helped them a lot because it was just fueling their brain with what it needed. The benefits of the omegas, first of all, it really helps for hair, skin, and nail health. It helps a lot for inflammation. So a lot of people that are dealing with inflammation, one of the issues is, first of all, they might not have enough water. Second of all, they might not have enough greens. So their body, if they're eating too many of the inflammatory foods, oftentimes by cutting out those foods, the inflammation will calm down. But also, very often, they don't have enough of the good fats. And they need more of the good fats so the body can actually help to heal and repair and calm things down as well. Omegas help for heart health and brain health, and a lot, again, for children that have ADHD. This really helps to improve their cognitive function and their focus. Now, you have to be very careful with what type of fish oil that you're picking. Don't just go to the store and pick anything off the shelf, look at the label and think, okay, that looks good. Make sure you call the company and ask how they are processing, their oils and how they're stabilizing them. This was from Consumer Labs' official report, and they found that 2 of the supplements that they studied exceeded contamination limits for PCBs. 4 supplements had less in each capsule than what they promised that they would have. 1 soft gel product contained spoiled fish oil. So the label looked completely healthy and good, but inside each capsule was spoiled fish oil. And another one was completely mislabeled. So you really want to know, you're going to spend your money on these products. You want to know you're actually getting what you're paying for. So do your due diligence, make sure that you're using things that you can trust. This is a brand that I've been trusting since 1997 because of their quality issues, because they go beyond organic. So this right here is the foundation, the basic foundation that I really recommend to everybody. So you can pick your multiple vitamin, and again, you can pick the good, better, or best. You pick your probiotic, you pick your good fat, and your protein option. And this right here is a great foundation for everybody. And it helps you get a lot more energy, fuels your immune system, and just overall gives a better sense of wellness. So now we promised that we talk a little bit about energy. This is what I call the energy pack. And I know a lot of moms that have just really loved this one. So start your day with your Life Shake, your protein, just to give your body that fuel. And throughout your day, make sure you're choosing healthy protein snacks with enough greens and vegetables throughout the day, and enough good fats. So really good diet throughout the day. But also pick your multi. So in the morning, you'd have 1 to 2 of your multiple Vital E for breakfast, and also 1 to 2 at lunch, or you can pick the better program or the best program. So it's good, better, best. The third thing you have to add to your energy pack is definitely more B vitamins. I'll chat a bit more about those in the next slides. Iron, if you are low in ferritin, or if your iron levels are low, your hemoglobin is low, you might need some more iron. So this is a great thing to add as well. And for those people that just want a little kick in the pants of energy, that energy tea is awesome. So I start every day with that. And sometimes people really enjoy it at 2 o'clock as well. And it's a really great way to just give your body a little bit more energy. So the B vitamin, this one is so important. It does reduce tiredness and fatigue. It really supports immunity. One of the main things that B vitamins do is it helps you get your energy from your food more effectively. So you might be eating really healthy foods, but if you're low in B vitamins, you're not going to pull all of the benefit from that food that you could. So the B vitamins also, there's 8 in total in the family, and you want to make sure that you're having them all in ratio, how they're found in nature, so your body can absorb them best. B vitamins, they're honestly this is one of my favorite vitamins to boost my body with. So a few extra tips for active kids as well. You want to prevent dehydration. When you perspire, you lose many minerals: sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, chloride, phosphates. You want to make sure you're replacing all those minerals, and just drinking plain water is not going to replace those minerals. So what we really recommend is this sports drink. It's highly recommended for anyone who has perspired for 20 minutes or more. And we really recommend it because it's pure fuel for your body and doesn't have all the junk that Gatorade does. Now, when it comes to brain function, stress, it's a really important factor that can have a direct function on its functioning. When people are stressed, sometimes you're like, you know what, I just can't think right now, too much stress. The other bad thing about stress is it really shuts down your digestive system. So stress has a lot of negative effects on our health. And this right here, the stress relief complex, is again one of my favorites. I mean, I used to take 4 of these a day. I've been known to take, I know we're not supposed to take, a lot of them, but I have taken 8 at once when I had to go and stand in front of, thousands of people and do a talk. And it really does help. Now, I have some customers that love this for their children who are dealing with ADHD. And it really just helps them to focus better in school. So it promotes the alpha waves, which are the waves that are just more focused, not so wired. It promotes relaxation, but it doesn't make you sleepy. It really helps you concentrate better, and it modulates behavior. It doesn't make you a zombie. It just calms things down. It enhances memory and retention of information and increases the ability to learn. So it really does help children who have a little bit of, they're hyperactive or they have some learning disorders. This is something that you might want to look at as a therapeutic tool on top of that foundation. Now, for adults, I love this stuff. It really relaxes you, and within 20 minutes, you feel like you're just calmed right down. It also helps to blunt cortisol, which is really important. So it's going to blunt the damaging effects of stress. It regulates mood and boosts alertness, and it's non-drowsy. So that is something that a lot of people love to have in their purse, carried around with them. And if they are getting into a situation where they're feeling like they're getting a little bit stressed out, they just take 1 or 2, not usually 8. They take 1 or 2, and within 20 minutes, they can breathe better and they can just focus better. So we just shared with you a lot of information in a short period of time. And the products that we shared are all from the Shaklee Corporation. Shaklee provides the best nutrition in every area that really matters. They have healthy foundations to fuel your body better. They have targeted solutions. They have products to help you become lean and healthy. We have excellent green beauty, or it's called Youth. They have a really great non-toxic beauty line. I love that line. And they also have products for a healthy green home. So they have everything you need to create healthier lives for you and your family. Shaklee's been around for over 100 years. In 1915, Dr. Shaklee made the first multiple vitamin in North America. And he also made the first green cleaner, the first plant-based protein, the first phosphate-free laundry detergent. There's a whole history of great firsts in this company, which is one of the reasons why I was attracted to this brand, because they were not one of the companies that was jumping on the bandwagon. They weren't just following the fads. They were leading it. They were pioneering the way. And in many, many ways, this company, they're always in the forefront of doing the next right thing. So it's a company that I can really trust. I really trust the research. I trust them also because they do over 350 tests on all of their new botanicals that come in. They don't just, order in ingredients and if the supplier said yes, they're contaminant free. Shaklee doesn't just trust that and move on to processing. No, they test it again. They do over 3 times the tests that they're required to do. And they do this because they obsess about quality. And that's why we call them, we say it's beyond organic. Because even organic can be contaminated, but Shaklee goes beyond any of those standards. And the reason that athletes can use their products proudly and safely is because athletes also know that Shaklee is beyond organic and that there will never be any accidental tainted products when you're dealing with Shaklee products. So they'll never be at a risk for losing a medal because of an accidental or perhaps intentional adding of products or ingredients that are not on the label. So what's on the label with Shaklee is what you're going to get and nothing else. Now the Shaklee difference is it also means that we are so sure of the quality of our product, and we believe that quality does impact results. And if you try the products and you're not satisfied, you get a full refund. So Shaklee really does stand behind the products as well. So what if you did something today that gave you a better tomorrow? Hillary and I shared, again, a lot of information in a short period of time, but just what if you clean up your diet a little bit and just added some of that foundation to your everyday routine? What would that do for you and your family? If you're interested to know more about this foundational program and a little bit more about what targeted program you could have for yourself, please ask the person that shared this video with you, and they'd be happy to help you get your personalized nutrition plan. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope that this will help you bring more health back to your home.